Hey friends, I know I'm on a busy area here, but when I get the little nudge that says it's time to share your thoughts, I just do it, and whether it's, I don't know, the best decision or not, I don't know, but I just wanted to share a couple things about, yesterday was my birthday, about my life. Yesterday was my birthday, and I had the best, one of the best birthdays this year. I don't really like to make a big deal about birthdays and holidays in general, because I've studied the paganism and the implications of what these holidays were meant to be, to really enslave us as a people, enslave our minds and our thinking. And I don't know, I still feel that way, but I was so happy still that my beautiful, amazing, incredible sister, who is, she owns her own business, she runs a gym, she raises a family, she's doing so much. And for her to take her precious time and throw me a surprise party. So Sunday, if you saw, I went to the rally. It's about I shouldn't have said that. Sexual abuse, SA, I should call it that, because the stupid overlords in the internet world don't like to say actual words. We get in trouble for saying real words. But I also want to just quickly point out how few, just the Republican Party leadership is completely, seemingly, absent from this issue, especially our involvement right now with the Senate president. We as in the Republican Party, and guess what, guys, that's us, that's we the people. We should be tucking our tail between our legs and apologizing up and down and kicking that disgusting man out of office ASAP. He's done so much more awful things than him trying to keep his family member from prosecution, or rather harsh penalties. Anyways, that's beside the point. I came home from that thinking we had to hurry to drive back home to St. George, and she had put together a surprise birthday party for me, and I was so in shock that I just probably stood there for way too long with my mouth open like, what is happening? But long story short, here's what I wanted to say. So a lot of these holidays have been designed to literally have us cast a spell. You can believe this or not. And if you don't believe it, I don't know, I guess that's good, but I don't know, I don't think it is good. Has us all subconsciously, but as a collective, that's what I want to say. Collectively, we are putting spells and casting spells upon our life, and specifically upon our own age. When we sing these melodic, hypnotic, and yes, I know the irony does not run past me on that, but hypnotic, that's the beautiful thing about being in hypnotism, hypnotherapy, as I understand that whole thing. And so most of us don't. Most of us just think it's witchcraft and stay away from that. But here we are singing all the songs, casting spells on ourselves and our families, because we're just too dumb to realize what we're doing. But every year we sing that hypnotic melody that everybody across the world sings, and we are succumbing or accepting our fate as a whatever, 40-year-old, however old we are. We're accepting that as who we are, as our fate. So that's just a small part of it. So what I did, it was totally on the fly because I was caught surprised with this party, is after they sang happy birthday to me, and of course that whole ritual involves a candle, lighting fire, and then you're singing a chant, and then you're casting the spell regarding how old you are. And it's all surrounded around when you were born, not when you were begotten, actually created, which was 9 months or so prior. Anyway, so I was so proud of myself in that moment, and I probably looked crazy to my family, but I don't care. But I denounced Satan and all his lies in that moment, in these rituals that we do, and I'm taking this over as, I don't know exactly what I said. I think I have it on video, actually. My husband took a video, but this is what I think I did in my mind, and I said, I declare this as protected of God, and I essentially made it instead, I'm going to take this over, take the onus myself. This is my prayer, my wish, and I'm doing it in God's name, in the name of Jesus Christ. And I felt so empowered in taking on that ritual and making it about truth and love and goodness and God. You know what else I thought of? Because this is how a lot of evil stuff works. I'm just hiking up a big mountain. Hold on, I see a comment, but it's super light out here. We just seem to not be able to break the wall down. Oh yeah, exactly. The Republican Party in Utah is so disgusting. I'm embarrassed to be a part of it. I hope if you're in some kind of leadership, I sure hope you have some kind of an action plan. If you're just sitting by watching this happen, like, well, what can I do? Like, that's gross. I know that's judgmental of me. But whatever. It is what it is. So now, one more thing. I was going to say one more thing. I'm watching or reading, audio listening to a book. Oh my gosh, can you even hear me? I just realized I was going to take off my headphones and I forgot. Well, shoot. Oh well, I'm just going to keep talking. One more thing, I'm listening to a book by Mark Hooper or something. Hossman? Mark H. from Blink 182. And the first part of it, I was like most of it, I was like, yeah, this guy's like Generation X, he's a lot like me. My generation, he said the same jokes. But at the end of the day, he grew up in California. He grew up in Communismville. He grew up going to public school and the like. So he was indoctrinated to be afraid of germs and to live in a state of fear. Really. And I'm listening to this book. I got to the section where the pandemic occurs. And he's like, see, everybody, see, I proved you wrong, or I'm right. We should be afraid of germs. Germs are scary. And then, after he gets cancer, really bad lymphoma, really bad cancer, he uses that and is like, see, my hypochondria is real. It's founded on truth, because I just knew it. Mind you, he got cancer after getting the vaccine, like really soon after. I think it was like this summer, just like a handful of months after getting the V, and propagandizing it and helping to administer the vaccine at a vaccine clinic. Yeah. So here's what I came to the conclusion of, because I know Green Day is similar too. All these punk bands, all these punk rock, like we're the rebels, we push back against authority. No, you freaking don't. Just like the ritualistic things we do for birthdays and other holidays and other things, you don't know. You are unlearned, not wise. I'm generalizing, I know. Individuals who just wasted your time and goofed around most of your childhood and then adult life, just being silly and goofing around. So you weren't serious. You're not a deep thinker. You claim to push back against authority, but clearly when push comes to shove, you're just a weak little slave and you'll do as you're told. So all these people who claim to be like, or they have this persona rather, I don't know that he actually claimed it, but clearly he had this persona of, F you to the world, I do what I want, you're not in control of me, And then because he's not a deep thinker, not really, he makes good music, but I don't think that necessarily means you're a deep thinker. Not in a deep sense, I guess. I don't know. Again, judging. When it came time to authority ruling over him, he's like, okay, I'll do whatever I gotta do. Okay, I'll stay home with my family. Okay, I'll become depressed because I'm staying home all the time and not getting out in the real world, canceling all my concerts. Okay, I'll wear a mask. Okay, I'll get the vaccine. That's gonna save us all. And I just, once I got to that chapter, I was so disappointed. I kept reading because I still wanted to hear the end of the story, but oh my gosh, used to be one of my favorite bands. I guess the music, I shouldn't, still good music, and I still like Green Day music too, but the bands suck. The people are just, I can tell there's just a level of a lack of wisdom that just isn't there with these, wow. I love that it let me resume that. That's incredible. Okay, I'm just going to finish out my thoughts. I was walking up this giant hill in the sun, and it's, I don't know, probably 90 degrees out here, so my phone couldn't hack it. I came in the shade for a couple of minutes, and it let me resume it. I'll just finish my thoughts. So I know there are some deep thinking people in rock bands, punk bands and stuff, but clearly the ones that I know of that I like have been just complete pansies. I'm thinking of that other guy who called for Joe Rogan to resign, or Spotify to drop him. That other, just all the people from the 80s who you thought were like, screw it to the man, F you this, you know, and they've just been such pansies, such babies, such a disappointment. Anyhow, so I guess my takeaway there is, you don't know. We don't know a person, and you don't know who you are until you've been pushed to a point where you have to prove it. I don't even think we can be in a delusion about our own selves, about what we believe and what we think and what we would do in a certain situation. The truth of the matter is, you don't really know unless you're actually pushed to have to make a decision in the moment, and your integrity is really tested. I don't know. So, you know, I gotta have forgiveness in my heart, and love and hope that this Mark guy, who I have kind of an affinity for now after listening to his book, I was like, oh, I really like this guy. I hope he wakes up. I hope he stops getting the boosters and saves his own life, at least, by not taking these shots. You recovered from lymphoma, man. Like, praise God. I hope you're praising and worshiping God for that miracle, and that you stop poisoning yourself and your family. Finally, I just want to say, with these videos that I do, the Facebook Lives, I think I'm just going to keep doing them. I know I want to make a podcast at some point. It's on my to-do list. But in the meantime, I'm just going to keep up the lives. I don't care if they get deleted, because I realized, and I just spent a weekend talking to a lot of people I didn't know, a lot of people who said they know me and they really appreciate the things I say on Facebook, and that they're watching my videos. So that impressed me to keep doing it. And also the fact that it is just like how, let's say you learn something, like I do a hypnotherapy session with somebody, and one of the main jobs afterwards, because that's just a part of the process, the real work is you changing your thinking and working on your thought processes and your mood and your emotions. So you have to write stuff down. You have to journal what you learned. Journal your mental processes and emotional. You have to get it out on paper or something. I tell people, if you're not a writer, just talk to your family. Tell your family member what you learned from the session today, if you're close enough to them. And so I kind of feel like sharing on Facebook Lives is a little bit of my therapy. Like I'm processing my emotions and my thoughts, because I woke up this morning kind of just a little bit depressed, a little bit like, this is my life, you know, just reflective of my time here on earth, and just feeling a little sad. And I'm like, I just need to share. I need to share with more people. And especially where someone like me has been ostracized many times and censored so much. It's a nice thing to be able to talk openly to people who probably know where I stand on a lot of things, and I know I'm not going to offend them, but like it's hard to find authentic relationships. That's what I'm trying to say. I know this isn't really a real relationship. Somebody talking and people listening. You know what I'd rather do before I sign off? I was thinking about my podcast, and I'm like, it just doesn't feel like me to just sit there with a studio and a microphone and just talking. And, you know, I'm on lives. I'm always out in the field. I'm always like out at the event, or right now I'm out in the rocks. I like to be outside. I like to be where things are happening. I like to be with people. So I think I probably will have a mixture of, like, I'm going to start my first podcast, and I told somebody that I'd do it on my birthday. That was yesterday, and I didn't do it. So I think it's going to be about liberty. The main topic is going to be liberty. I want to call it creating liberty. But I think I have to make it a mixture of me researching and bringing that to the table in a regular podcast and or an interview of some type. But also, I think I need to have a microphone and get out where people are, which I don't live in a very big town, but we have some big events. I could just go in the public, and nobody can tell me legally that I have to leave. I've learned that now, because I have been kicked out of a public park before for holding up a sign. Sitting at a table, having a sign up. I've been kicked out by police of a park. And I have all that video, by the way. I have not had the courage to look at it. That's how weak I feel about that whole thing. Yet I watch a lot of other police auditing videos, and I enjoy it. It's just when it's me, and I know my rights were violated, and I don't necessarily want to relive that trauma. It's like, I don't want to go back and watch that. Anyway, long story short, I think I do want to do one of the have occasional podcast type things, content, where I have a microphone and I'm going up to people and asking them about the Constitution or liberty, freedom type questions. Anyhow, it's funny that I just keep saying what I am going to do. You guys have to hold me to it. No, the onus is on me, I know. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I told my friend I'd do it yesterday. So I'll probably stick to it and do it on my birthday week. I need a deadline. I'm the type that needs an end date, or I just stew on something for way too long. I also have a goal to clean my room. If anybody has free time and want to come help me clean my room. It's so bad. I haven't cleaned my room. Like, every time I get to it, it's mostly papers. I don't know what to do with papers that I need to go through. It's bad. I'm a little bit of a hoarder. I think I need to hire an organizer person, because every time I go to clean my room, I start organizing papers. I have them all strewn about my room in the process of organizing. And then it's like, that takes me hours to do all this. And then it's like, okay, now it's time to go do something. Now it's time for bed. Now I got to take everything off the bed and put it on the floor where it was before. And it's just this vicious cycle. I keep getting into it, and then I keep, life just keeps happening. Anyhow, if anybody has some free time and is good at organizing and wants to help me out, let me know. Maybe we'll work something out. All right. Well, have a great day. Thanks for all the birthday wishes. I have the bestest friends and family. I'm so grateful. Rebecca, unfortunately, was kicked off of the show last night. Kicked off? Is that the right word? Dismissed. It felt wrong. It felt too early. I felt like the main chef guy didn't agree with that decision. Actually, I got that feeling. He's like, well, especially since she won the challenge that day. It felt weird. It felt like it wasn't her time to go. Whatever. Maybe it would have just been the next week. But One more thing. I am going to have a watch party. I know you can only watch it on HBO Max and then cable, Food Network. Not a lot of people have either of those. So if you're friends with me and have any desire to come watch those episodes at my house, I'll have a watch party maybe next week. I don't know. Probably just do 2 episodes at a time. The first one was 2 hours, so it'll just be that first one. Anyways, all right. Have a great day and week, and I will see you